elbow injuries. So not good news for the Dodgers in the last several days.
There will be injuries, as they say. It is a long season. We always tell 40, but always remember the Dodgers are still in first place, Dodger fans. So don't go crazy yet.
I just remember the Dodgers talking a lot and making fun of the Angels when they were on a losing streak recently. So I'm just, karma comes around, boys.
Maybe that's what happened.
Right? As we say it all the time, there's peaks and valleys, there's ups and downs throughout a baseball season. But I think it just stings a little bit worse when it's the Giants, right? Getting swept by your bitter rival. But again, the Walker Buehler injury, that could be significant for the Dodgers. They just got Clayton Kershaw back. He pitched on Saturday. He didn't do too bad. He took the loss, but he actually pitched pretty well. So maybe we'll see Walker Buehler with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes at some point, trying to get back from this elbow injury. But it looks like 6 to 8 weeks. So if you're a Dodgers fan, that timetable looks about 2 months before he returns to that Dodgers rotation.
Oh, boy.
Come on down to Cucamonga. We got Victoria Gardens.
Yeah.
Hey, be a nice little Saturday, right? Go out to the Gardens, and then you go out to the baseball game, hang out in the Cook. Yeah, it could be a nice little Saturday. Hey, and speaking of the Angels, and a quick local shout out to our guy Taijuan Walker, the pride of Yucaipa High School. He got the start for the New York Mets on Sunday and actually beat the Halos. He had 10 strikeouts to beat the Angels. Final score of 4-1 with the Mets getting the win. The only RBI coming from the bat of course, Mike Trout. Shohei Ohtani did not play, but anytime you can strike out 10 batters and you're a guy from Yucaipa, you're going to get a shout out right here on KCAL for sure.
I mean, congrats, but why you got to do that to the hometown? Come on.
No, good for Mr. Walker. But also on Saturday, the Angels finally broke out of their huge slump. My kids were at the game and they saw Trout hit 2 home runs. Yeah. They saw Shohei Ohtani hit 2 home runs. But they also, I know this is another player 40, but they saw Pete Alonso of the Mets crank one into the upper deck. And even all the kids in the stadium had to admit it was pretty cool.
He's juicing.
AKA the polar bear, right? They call Pete Alonso the polar bear, and he leads the National League in home runs. So that's always fun. Obviously Angel fans in Southern California, they don't get to see the Mets, right, a whole lot unless you go to Dodger Stadium and see the National League play. So when they actually pass through town, it's always a good chance to go out and see the some superstars that you'd never normally see, like the polar bear. I mean, he put on a show. Actually, he had a couple home runs against the Dodgers, then a couple more against the Angels. So the Mets made the most of that trip here to Southern California, playing both of those local teams here in SoCal. And I should say, too, the Freeway Series is coming up. The Dodgers and Angels will play each other twice beginning on Tuesday night. They get today off, and then it's Freeway Series time for a couple games beginning on Tuesday. So both teams are desperate to get a win here.
It's kind of like rivalry week.
Right. It's rivalry week, and we kind of get to see how they match up because this Angels team is a little bit different. I know we're a little bit into the season, but let's see how the Freeway Series stacks up. That's kind of the cool part of this.
Yeah, hopefully the Angels save some runs. I feel like it's all or nothing. Like they have these games where they just, like you mentioned, Patrick, they're on Saturday. Mike Trout, a couple home runs. Shohei goes deep. Who was the guy hit for the cycle? Some guy hit for the cycle the other night for the Angels as well. His name's escaping me right now.
He's escaping me too, but it was awesome.
If it's not Shohei, don't look.
But it was awesome. No. But it's like they have these great games where everyone's hitting the ball, and then in these other games where it's like, man, Taijuan Walker strikes out 10, they can't do anything. So we'll see if the Angels left a little bit for the Dodgers these next couple of nights, Tuesday, Wednesday, in the Freeway Series. Guys, let's talk a little bit of golf because this might be when we're talking about drama in the sports world, this might be the most drama we're experiencing right now. Is if you haven't heard, a lot of the top professional golfers have they left the PGA Tour. They've gone to this new series called the LIV, the LIV, and it's a lot of guaranteed money. There's huge purses to be won, and in fact, they just had their first event in London over the weekend. And the guy who won the tournament, Charles Schwartzel, he brought home $4 million. That's a lot to win a golf tournament. So you can see why these guys want to go over there because there's lucrative money to be made. But it's now causing this divide in the golf world because, again, a lot of big names are leaving the PGA Tour to go do this.
And there's kind of a fight going on within the PGA, just like you said. And also basically because this LIV Golf tournament is Saudi backed, and there's a lot of people who have an idea that it's really dirty money and they may be involved in some things that normally Americans are not involved in, but it seems like this is a cash grab to me.
One of the coolest ways I've heard this compared to is if you think of it as wrestling, and you got the PGA Tour golfers who are all there as the WCW, and then you've got the NWO coming in, this LIV tour. These guys are going to show up to the U.S. Open talking about all the money they just cleaned up on and just really try to take over.
You know what? The PGA Tour, the guy who's in charge, the commissioner of the PGA Tour, I know obviously he's going to stick up for the PGA Tour, but he did mention, he was like, yeah, these are high purses and everything, but it is different from the PGA Tour in terms of these guys are going to be playing these same players over and over and over and over again for the next few years, to where the PGA Tour is the best in the world all over the place. More of a real tournament, if you will.
Yeah, I think he described it as like an exhibition series, right? There's no real... You know what I mean? Like, that's why we love competition, right? You know, it's new players, it's new places, it's different things, and it's kind of gonna be the same thing over and over and over. So we'll see if golf fans are going to be attracted to that. But we've only had one in the book, so it's hard to say.
WCW looked down on NWO at one time. Then by the end, the whole roster was NWO.
So it is getting more and more controversial. Like there's a biographer. His name is Alan Shupnick, I believe his name is, and he's following Phil Mickelson, and he got kicked out of the Live. He couldn't be part of the press, so they removed him from the premises. So I see this going bad eventually. How? I don't know.
Well, and that's why things are going to get really fun the next couple of weeks, because we have the U.S. Open this week. We got the British Open coming up. So a lot of those guys who, left to go to this LIV, this Live Tour, they're going to be back in the mix for some of these majors. So those guys are going to be all mixed together once again. Who knows? They might be paired in the same groups, the guys who were very vocal about doing it and not doing it, right? So this could be a lot of drama in the golf world coming up.
They need to all show up in all black and come out to the Hollywood Hogan thing.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
I mean, I get it, dude. We all want money, right? But if you're doing it just for the money, that scares me. That's when bad luck hits me.
And I think they are, right? Well, why would you? This is the only reason to do it, right? Is they're throwing a lot of money your way to leave a traditional and well-established PGA Tour. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's brand new, and we'll see how this kind of pans out. One quick note I want to make before we get to finals, Stanley Cup Finals, NBA Finals. Hey, a shout out to Daniel Juarez, the first Mexican-born driver to win a NASCAR Cup Series race. We actually had NASCAR in California, not down here at Fontana, actually up at Sonoma, which is a road course, left and right. And Daniel Juarez bringing home his first ever Cup title, but also the first driver born from the country of Mexico to win a Cup race.
And that's a serious road race too. So I mean, you got to be gnarly to win that
history right there. Yeah, absolutely.
Got to stay off the wine up there in wine country for that road course, man. Because it's not a bunch of left turns; it's a road course. No. So, and guys, it is championship week, man. We got the NBA Finals. We got the Stanley Cup Finals. In the NBA Finals, all of a sudden it got real juicy for Game 5 tonight. Celtics and Warriors all tied at 2 apiece. So this is the proverbial cliche critical Game 5, right? So I think this is a big one tonight.
Yeah, 40, you are on track still with your predictions. So am I. How are you feeling over there?
I had Boston in 6 predicted. I'm feeling pretty good, although I will say tonight's game, I do have a feeling that it's going to be Golden State coming out victorious going back home. I think there's a lot of pressure on their crowd after the Boston crowd became so big a part of the storyline there. I think there's pressure on the Warrior fans to really kind of step it up and give Boston a rough time there tonight. I kind of see Golden State winning it tonight.
I could see that. I have Golden State in 7, but for some reason, and I can't even give you a good reason why, I just have a feeling that Boston's going to win tonight. I have no idea why.
You were saying that you think Boston's tough and that you think that's going to work on the road?
Physical, stuff like that. For some reason, I feel like Boston's going to win, even though it's obviously going to be tough.
Wait, hold on. Don't sleep on my pick. I said Warriors in 6, which could still happen, which I was very, very doubtful a couple days ago, but it can still happen, Warriors in 6.
It's looking good.
As long as Steph Curry can put everybody on his shoulders and carry the team, then maybe Golden State can pull this off. I don't know.
Yeah, we saw Steph Curry, came through and had a big finals game there in Game 4. And I figure if they are going to win it and he's going to win that MVP, he needs at least one more, if not 2 more performances like that, but at least one more.
Yeah, Yeah, and to really also cement his legacy as one of the greatest of all time, right? To maybe have this heroic NBA Finals, be the Finals MVP, win another NBA championship. Not that there was any doubt that he's one of the greatest of all time already, but it'll just add to his legacy if he's able to carry a team like this without Kevin Durant.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there is that out there that it's like Durant got in the 2, and then the other one, it was injuries on LeBron's teammates, and then Andre Iguodala stepping up on defense, and like Steph Curry right now has never been the guy. That narrative is out there.
Yeah, this is his chance. The spotlight's on him beginning tonight, Game 5. Man, it's big. And Tampa Bay Lightning and Colorado Avalanche. If hockey's your thing, Stanley Cup Finals starting on Wednesday night. Here we go.
I have not paid attention to hockey at all, I'll be honest with you. I have been lost in the hockey world.
And I've even heard that it's been very exciting, but it still hasn't pulled me in. Something about hockey.
Get the Ducks in there.
Yeah, 40's been buried in old NWO highlights on YouTube or something like that.
For life. Come on.
It is. Well, at least we got lots of sports on the docket. Pep, we'll check in with you on Thursday. Tell them how to get your stuff.
Hey, get my stuff on Inland Sports, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Check it out.
Thanks, Pep.
For life.